But yes, Edge debuting for AEW is awesome. But we can get into the rest of the card here for AEW Wrestledream. Give me 1 second.
Some bangers on the card.
A lot of stuff, a lot of matches. I'll go through it a little fast here. I'm not going to go through the pre-show stuff. The Acclaim defeated TMDK, which was forgive me, Shane Thorne and I can't remember what the team they were in NXT.
TM61.
Yeah,
TM61. Yeah, so they debuted on, what was it, Dynamite last week. So I don't like that they came in and got the loss, but it was for the Trios Championship, so I don't see them creating anything there. MJF defeated the Righteous in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the ROH Championship.
Which, by the way, that match right there really shows how entertaining MJF is as a character.
For sure.
Right
like he just
the littlest things. The man got a fucking kangaroo kick over. A kangaroo kick is over with the crowd now. Anytime he looks at the crowd and does this, the crowd pops. Like that. It just shows how great of a character he is. Man.
It's just hilarious because, like, you know, like we've talked about, like him just like teasing a suicide dive, and it's just like the biggest fucking pop, like, do it, because he's not the guy to do any of those kinds of moves, and now he's like literally popping moves, so it's like hilarious.
It just speaks to how great he is. We already know that, but it's just like he's able to be used at various points of the cards. Obviously, when you see the kind of inverse of Roman Reigns, this guy's early on in the card. Like he doesn't mind going on early and stuff like that. So it's like to show that versatility and be like, hey, I know I have this shine spot here with the ROH Tag Team Championships, and give the shine to somebody else. I don't know if that's his call or whatever the case may be, but it's like for him to show that versatility and still be entertaining is like, okay, he's still in terms of AEW in the wrestling world. When you tune in, he has the whole world watching him. Like, what is he gonna do?
And the funny aspect is that before kind of this whole like buddy thing with Adam Cole, he was kind of trying to be like his own Roman Reigns, where he didn't have to wrestle as much. He's like, people want to complain that I don't wrestle that often, and it's like
now
he's transitioned so easily into this babyface role, and it's like everybody's kind of just waiting to see how long it's going to last, and it's doing really well, which is crazy. You know, it's like he's not changing who he is, but still just tweaking it to the point that he can be a babyface, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that just shows kudos to him. Yeah, that just shows kudos to what he's doing right now and how popular he is and how great he is at this point in time. And it's just like, continue that. It's fun. It's fun. Eddie Kingston retaining his titles against Shibata. Chris Statlander defeating. Yeah, that was a good match. Chris Statlander defeating Julia Hart, ending her 28-0 record. Seems like that's going to be the deal. Yeah, like it seems like that's going to be the deal now, going with the TBS Championship. Just trying to build somebody up and at least give them that showcase there. So Chris Statlander picks up the win after that. The Young Bucks defeated the Lucha Brothers, the Guns, and Cassidy and Hook. Was it Phoenix who got hurt?
Yeah, it was Phoenix in the beginning. I think he had like tape on the shoulder going into the match. So I think like he tried to do a move and then like his shoulder gave out. So essentially he was out for the
probably
match.
Popped out or something.
But the match was still good. I mean, just like with all of AEW's multi-man matches, it's pretty much just organized chaos. Organized athletic chaos. That's how really every multi-man match in AEW is organized athletic chaos. That's the best way to describe it. But good match.
But that's going to set up the match with FTR, which we kind of all expected.
4. I'm like, really again? Jesus.
So, I thought they were going to announce that. I actually thought that match was going to be announced tonight for this coming Tuesday, but I guess they're holding it off.
I honestly thought that Orange Cassidy and Hook might win just because they were kind of like getting some popularity, but then it's like
slow build.
Here we go again with the Bucks and FTR.
I mean, if you're trying to, they're going to the Forum for Full Gear, right?
Yeah.
It's like you need. You're going to the Forum. You're going to LA. You need something.
Yeah, I mean,
you kind of need a big match for that. And you know the FTR and the Young Bucks contrasting styles and stuff like that. That's gonna work. Hometown kids. Swerve Strickland got the win over Hangman Page. What do you guys think about that?
Great match.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was a very entertaining match. I'm actually finally glad that they're finally highlighting Swerve in the light that he needs to be in. We talked about him before when he was in NXT as the North American champion. You see now that Hit Row is pretty much no more. You can definitely see that when he was a part of it, it meant something. And then, but yeah, it was a great match. It was a great showing. And now Swerve, I think he has a match next Tuesday against Bryan Danielson for the number one contender for the TNT title. So,
okay, that's good. I mean, and especially for him. Oh, you can go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that apparently in this whole program with Hangman Page, you got to see a lot more of Swerve's personality, him on the mic more, which apparently, according to him, was very challenging because I think he was talking on a podcast, and I think he said like this was the first time in like years where like he's had to like express himself, express his character in a promo because normally. When Swerve cuts promos, they're not as in depth as they were for this feud with Hangman Page and such.
Yeah.
So this was definitely, he said it was definitely different for him, and if it's different for him, it definitely worked for him because as a heel, yeah, he's a very good heel, and the match with Hangman was very entertaining. So
what was good about this match and the build up to it was that they didn't even need to fight for a title. It was just like, hey, you're a top guy, and I'm trying to get on that level, and you're acting like you don't even want it. And I think that was definitely like some great character work for him. Even him being the heel is still like, making good points and be like, this is needed, I guess. So it's like it's not just a match just to have a match, It's just like I'm trying to climb that ladder.
I wish WWE would do that a lot more in terms of
you don't really ever see stuff like that.
I don't like you. You don't like me. You have what I want. You have the attention. You have the spot I want. That's all it needs to be.
You don't see
it worked gold.
And
it worked gold. So it's like, especially for Swerve Strickland, who, of course, we felt like WWE dropped the ball with him not giving him a little bit more runway. But to see him.
Isn't that what WWE does with The Miz, though?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Because didn't someone comment that, it was pointless to put a certain someone in a feud with LA Knight just to skyrocket him?
Whoa. Swerve Strickland has won way more than The Miz.
I'm not talking about The Miz. I'm just talking about making a feud to get someone over without any like title.
Does Hangman Page? Does anyone in this feud have a 1-35 record? If the answer is no,
records don't matter in WWE.
I mean, Daniel, you saw what Miz said to people who think like you, as far as him losing so much and losing credibility. I mean, he pretty much said, I can lose the rest of the matches for the rest of my life, and I'm still as credible as I was because I've been around. And
I just don't believe that.
I'm such a great heel character. That doesn't matter if I win or lose at this point.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe that. I'm sorry. That's just false information. The Miz is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's one of the most entertaining wrestlers of all time in terms of what he's been able to do.
So give him the credit he deserves then.
No, he gets all the credit for what he has done. But what he's doing now, losing all the time, holds no weight. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the thing, though. He's the feud guy.
Especially
for baby faces and like the anti-heroes and stuff,
I'm just saying. If you're 1-35, I'm sorry, your credibility is
records don't matter in WWE. Haven't you known this?
If records
didn't matter, had a guy who
if records don't matter,
losses in WWE.
If records don't matter, then why is Roman Reigns champion? Because records matter.
Being champ, not wins losses, though.
When's the last time Roman Reigns lost a singles match?
That's title reigns. That's not records. That's title reigns.
I thought you lost. No, you said a singles match. All right.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if records don't matter, why is he champion for the past like 3 years?
That's title reigns, though. That's title reigns, not
that's
like
one title reign.
I know, but it's different from wins and losses. He could have had the most losses and won the title and still have a lengthy title reign.
No. I'm just saying, if that's the case, the Miz would be champion, and he's not. I'm just saying.
Hey, he did become champ. He did become champ recently. You can't deny that. He did. As much as we didn't like it, he still became champ. We're spending
way too much time on the Miz.
I know.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we are spending.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Love the Miz on TV, but he's like 3-38. Like I'm sorry, like you beating him, and now all of a sudden I'm just gonna sidebar here, and now you're in no, I'll save it for later. I'll save it for later. Ricky Starks defeating Willa Yuta. That didn't need to really be there. Like I don't think it needed to be. Bryan Danielson defeated Zack Sabre Jr. What do you guys think about this match?
Match of the night.
Yeah, two guys that are experienced. Like it. This is Wrestledream, right? Like this is what you want to see, right?
You know what this match reminded me of? You guys remember back in the old school ECW, whenever Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn would have their matches, and like how every match would just get better and better. Like they would be one match where RVD would counter Jerry Lynn's move, and then the very next match RVD would then counter Jerry Lynn's move, and Jerry Lynn would counter RVD's counter, and it was just back and forth going into the next match. Counter the other guy's counter. That's exactly what this match was. I think there was a sequence in the match where they were trading roll-ups, trading bridge pins, and
a good number of times too.
Yeah, and Zack Sabre Jr. is so the Zack Sabre Jr. will put a submission hold on you, put pressure on one point of your body, then switch his hands, put pressure on another part of your body while still maintaining the initial pressure. And the way he's able to transition into submission holds is just like it's perfection. And he's already called out Daniel Bryan Bryan Danielson for a rematch, but he doesn't want it in the States. He wants it either in England or New Japan. So they're definitely going to go at it again. Yeah. If they're going to be 2 or 3 more matches of this, count me in.
I don't know why I thought they had actually wrestled each other before, but I guess this was the first time. I don't know why I thought, or maybe I'm mixing him up with someone else.
Osprey.
Was it? Have they wrestled? I felt like he fought somebody else who was very technical, and that was supposed to be like kind of like a dream match. But I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing people up or whatever. But their match was definitely one of the highlights of the night. And it's just you don't get too much super technical guys like that anymore. And obviously, we know that. That's what Bryan Danielson is considered right now, to have somebody on that equal level, was a dream match. So definitely worked out great in their favor and highlighting both these guys. And the fact that we'll get another one is going to be great.
I mean, to me, this comes to mind like with some of the best technical wrestling, just in terms of thinking of guys who wrestled on that level. Chris Benoit to me, that always comes to me like Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, those type of matches where it's like, oh, this is going to be good. Like we're going to get a high, different level of technical ability in these matches that we want, right? Like it was just like, again, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, all these guys that come to mind in those technical classes of wrestling for me. That's what this was. And especially in Seattle, getting that type of hometown pop for these guys like that with Swerve Strickland, Daniel Bryan Danielson, and then Darby Allin later in the night. These guys, credit to AEW saying, hey, you guys are coming home. Let's showcase you guys and give you guys time. So for that standpoint alone, that's awesome to see from AEW standpoint, giving these guys the rub like that. But Bryan Danielson, this is why he's won Wrestler of the Year for PWI or these wrestling magazines all these years, because he's that talented, and Zack Sabre Jr. is right there with him. So to get that technical classic like that, and hopefully it continues, that's awesome. That's definitely awesome to see that. Moving on, we got the Don Callis family defeating Chris Jericho and the Golden Elite. What do you guys think about this with Takeshita, Ospreay, and Guevara overcoming those guys?
Well, as far as match quality goes, I mean, all of the competitors in the match, I mean, they all were pretty much flawless. I mean, you talk about Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi coming back together as the Golden Elite from their days in New Japan. I like the fact that the Don Callis family did go over, so that the feud is kind of continuing, because I mean, this feud with Don Callis against everybody has been going on for a while. First he was feuding with Kenny Omega with the screwdriver. Then Chris Jericho got involved, and honestly, Jericho's involvement kind of increased the interest in the feud. Yeah. When it was just him and Kenny Omega, people were just confused or didn't care. Now Jericho's involved. It kind of makes sense. On Dynamite, they had another tag team match with Omega and Jericho against Takeshita, and it was supposed to be Sammy Guevara, but ended up being
dude from Aussie Open,
Kyle Fletcher from Aussie Open. And as I was explaining to Daniel, Omega and Jericho got the win, and then Powerhouse Hobbs came out, attacked both of them, and pretty much showed that he's with the Don Callis family now. So this feud is continuing as the Don Callis family continues to get more members. So it's going to be very interesting.
I explained. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Only thing, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but basically Don Callis gave Kenny Omega a chair shot to the head, and I'm like, I don't know why AEW keeps like bringing these like one-time headshots. I don't know if they like plan that or whatever, but I'm like, I don't really think it's needed or to get
impact to the match.
I don't know. It's like, for what we know, it doesn't need to be done, I guess. There's other ways to like leave a mark or a moment, I guess, on a moment, but whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't get why they keep doing it, because they did it with Cody, and if anything, it looked more dangerous than anything. And obviously, this was Don Callis, not like Hobbs doing it, but still, it's like you see the dent in the chair, and you're like, Kenny's all like, and you're like, all right, but still, like, you don't need to.
Especially with his history. Especially with his history, it's like, does he need to be doing that? Does he need to?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I mean, we saw that blood and guts. He was taking shit. Like he's going to continue to take shit.
Yeah.
I like the fact that
and shit.
I like the fact that the Don Callis family is kind of getting the upper hand in this situation, because it's like, you kind of look at the Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, they're kind of like the old guard of AEW, right? And now you look at Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Powerhouse Hobbs now being introduced, and the Don Callis family is kind of getting all the young guys going up against the older guys. So I like that aspect of it, that dynamic of it, moving forward, especially for that group. And I just feel like AEW kind of needs that. Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho have been on top forever in AEW, so it's kind of good to see them put over people without having a title involved or anything like that. So they're naturally getting other guys over, which I think is good going forward.
Yeah, I just hope there's like an end goal or something, like this leads to something. It's not just like, oh, we're just gonna keep feuding for as long as we can until like
to the end of time.
Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know. It should lead to some type of championship or something, I guess. I don't know. It should be leading to something like Don Callis. Like, I feel like not going to compare him to like Paul Heyman, but like in like a manager role wise, like he's created this family. Like they should. I compared
it to Bobby the Brain Heenan and
Yeah, I could see that.
Who's the other guy? I can't remember now. Drawing a blank. But yeah, just like having a bunch of wrestlers that you manage. Yeah. Like I like that for him. Like
yeah.
Yeah, cool.
But they're definitely great matches on Wrestledream. Definitely. Oh my god! Can we talk about the Darby Allin match now?
Yes.
My
I'll say FTR defeated Aussie Open as well.
So, yeah, we don't need to talk about that because honestly, after the 6-man, I actually thought that Darby and Christian was up next, and when they said it was the tag team title match, that's when I kind of started getting restless with the show. Like,
I'm sorry, it's just too long. We like the style, and we get in a bunch of matches and stuff like that, but it's like consolidated a little bit, or break it up into 2 nights.
Yeah. But yeah, that Darby Allin match was definitely brutal. Only just because of those spots where legit Christian is throwing him on those steel steps, and I'm like, this man Darby is like the new younger Mick Foley. He just throws his body.
Yeah, let me see if I remember correctly. So first, I think Christian tried to scoop slam him first, and then I think he missed the stairs.
He was too far. Yeah, he was too far.
So he ended up missing the stairs. So then he picked him, and I think he picked him up,
picked him off the floor, and did the scoop slam.
And then scoop slammed him normally. Then he picked him up again, went back to the apron, and then slammed him, and then did it again. And I'm just like, geez. I'm like, geez, like, yo, how can Darby Allin absorb all the crap he puts his body through? I mean, he literally is a Mick Foley and Mick Foley and Jeff Hardy had a baby. It's Darby Allin.
Basically,
is he Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen? is he AEW's Kevin Steen?
No, because Kevin Owens can't take hits like that no more. He gets injured. Darby, I don't know how this man's not out on an injury like every week. And I mean, look at this man's finisher. It's like coffin drop, and this dude literally coffin dropped on a coffin and still kept going. It's just like, dude. I mean, I've seen other spots where he got thrown down stairs and rolled down the stairs, legit stairs, and I'm like, bro, you either must be a professional at protecting yourself in these spots, but it's just like, they do their job. They get the crowd reaction, you know.
Yeah. And then when Christian pulled up the ring apron to expose the wooden part of the ring, and I can only imagine how those bumps felt for both of them with some of the stuff they were doing. Especially
doing Tommaso Ciampa and Joey
and Johnny Gargano.
But back. What do you guys think about Nick Wayne in this situation?
I don't understand the betrayal whatsoever.
I understand the betrayal. I actually do understand the betrayal because do you remember his ass kicked? No, because I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember in the feud that Darby had with Swerve?
Yeah, when they kicked his ass.
With Swerve and AR Fox when they went to Nick Wayne's home and beat the crap out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a tag team match in which Nick Wayne pinned AR Fox, and then Swerve kicked AR Fox out of the Mogul Embassy.
Yep.
And then I think Darby Allin then started feeling sympathy towards AR Fox for getting kicked out, even though AR Fox whipped Nick Wayne's ass. So I think Nick Wayne looked at that and said, like, yeah, this dude literally came into my crib and beat the living shit out of me, and you're forgiving him for that.
Mm-hmm.
So from a storyline perspective, if he ends up saying that's the reason why, it makes perfect sense.
Hey, we know what happened. We know what's been happening in wrestling when we said if he says that's the reason why. It doesn't usually go that way.
But ultimately,
him doesn't mess it up.
But ultimately, him turning like that got overshadowed by Edge. So
for sure.
I don't think people even remember that Nick Wayne was with Christian now. Like when Nick Wayne came out with Christian tonight for the main event segment with Edge, I think a lot of people forgot that. Like, oh yeah, Nick Wayne's with Christian now.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, just a crazy match. You're always going to get some crazy shit out of Darby Allin, and Christian at this stage of his career is just becoming more of asshole. Like, we've never seen this version, even in TNA. I don't think we've seen this version of him to this level of heel work. His peeps, his heel work right now is just like is top notch. Like it's a level that we've never seen before. Maybe because again a little bit more leeway, but it's like we've never seen that level of heel work in WWE. WWF. Like we've never seen that version of Christian. So to get this as he's aging, you know what I mean? To get this
like looks great too. The turtleneck spot was hilarious.
Oh, you're putting the turtleneck over and pinning him. Yeah, that was smart. That was smart.
You would think he would just like, hey, why don't you take that off? Maybe he might do that again.
I don't know, man. It's just like all the little stuff like that he's adding to this is like it's probably his best run. It's probably his best run. Like just impact wise, story wise, it's good for Christian. But Wrestledream was a long show, a lot of amazing matches on there, of course. We got the debut of Edge, and hopefully AEW can continue to build this momentum as especially after all the CM Punk stuff, maybe they can continue to build this, and maybe that's why they brought in Edge to get a more positive presence around the company, around the AEW in general. So to get that aspect of it is awesome for AEW, and to sell out in Seattle and have that type of event, good for them. Awesome. We can move into, give me 1 second, our NXT No Mercy recap, which I